Do you feel like you reached a plateau in your weight loss? I know I have. Yeah, it's happening right here and right now. So, a little update. These last 2 weeks have been a struggle. I see the weight going up. It's a 6-pound gain, which is a huge situation for me. I think you guys can understand that. The changing world that we've been living in right now and the strain of it, probably one of the issues that is causing us to plateau in our weight loss journey. So I don't know about you, but these 6 pounds are really getting on my nerves. I've been trying to do my old mad diet as usual, doing 23-hour intermittent fasting every day, even over the weekend. And I'm finding that nothing's changing. I just see a pound go up day to day or just stay the same. It's really frustrating. I think you guys can understand that, yeah? So what's so different about the last 2 weeks versus, say, the last 8 weeks that we've been in what we call a lockdown or semi-quarantine? What's really going on? And we need to get to the core of why we're not meeting our goals. Are we in the right mindset? And are we spiritually connected to the Most High in the right way? Because all these things are connected to the physical progress of what we're trying to do to be living a healthy lifestyle. The 3 things that I find that are affecting my weight loss goals, and maybe yours too, are something that I think we have in common, and that we can just look at it because it's pretty much common sense, but it's that underlining issue that we are dealing with almost in a subconscious manner. 1, stress. We know it's stress. It's very stressful living this way, that you're not used to the conditions that we had been living before. And we don't realize that how it affects us mentally, emotionally, and also how we treat others, like our family members and people that we're close to, because we're really close to each other throughout this period. And I think that it's just something that we're not used to. The stress of it is such a burden that we take it out in the negative manner. And so we need to eliminate the negativity. The other thing I would imagine is the sadness or the loneliness that we might feel going through this period in this changing world. It certainly can be isolating. Being alone is just fine, but feeling loneliness, I think, affects every which way and how our behavior is in our daily routine. We may be going through the motions, but there's that sadness that you might feel that causes us to reach out in a way to food, right? Food is comforting. Next thing you know, we might be binging. I'm a chronic binger. I never said that I was this perfect person that just eats clean all the time. No, when things are brought into the house that I really love, I don't know how to stop, especially if I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling depressed, or anxiety even. And that's when I'm reaching for those processed foods that we shouldn't be. The other thing I believe is that the uncertainty of where we're going and what it might look like in the next week, in the next month, or in the next year. Very daunting, and it feels like someone punched you in your gut. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. If you've been watching some of my videos in the past, I have a playlist of spiritual health. And I always mention in those videos is that we need to be in the world, but we don't need to be of it. Fasting is such a beautiful way to connect to God and to disconnect from the world. And that shows God that you are sacrificing something for Him in the name of Jesus. Pray, meditate on God, and He will show us the way out. He is not the author of confusion, and He doesn't want us to be in a constant fear or worry. Having more faith in Him is having less fear in the world. And when we get distracted from the world, right, being in the world, This is when things do not go well for us. And so those goals that we set up for ourselves, that form of self-care, it just won't work. I find that if I separate from God, say a day or two even, and not pray or meditate or do something to talk to him, the goals that I set myself don't matter. And his plan is his plan, right? So whatever the purpose of us on this earth is what God has given us to be here. What a magnificent time to be living in today's world. He has us here for a reason, and that we will endure and we'll be able to help others as long as we stay connected to him. We're going to find those positive reasons on how we're going to get out of this mess of having weight gain, which causes unhealthy behaviors and which leads to bad health or disease. You can do some small fasts to chip away a little at a time for those weight gains and those issues that may be called what we might say is a setback, but it really isn't. This is really a reset, not a setback. And when I'm talking about fasting, it's not only fasting physically, it's fasting spiritually, it's fasting mentally. What are those things that are causing the extra stress or the sadness and the anxiety? Fast from social media, fast from television, fast from those programs that are causing you to think in a negative manner, fast from the news media. One of the biggest things that are a problem for me is watching too much news. It's drama. They have to give you drama so that you will continue to watch and binge on it, being a news junkie of some sort. Maybe it's just time to take a break from those things and just read a book. Read positive outlets, things that will give you a boost in your spirit. Fast from engaging in negative conversations with people. I guess it's very easy. I do it. I really do. And we tend to fall into conversations with others that are feeling the same way that we might be at this moment. It may be a form of comforting, but it might be hindering you from getting to your goal. Things that you set for you, you have to set aside and know that you're different in this manner, and just take the time to take that break. As you're meditating, maybe it's time to take a walk, connect to God's nature. He put the earth here for us to enjoy. So get out in the sun. You need the vitamin D, and that helps boost up the mood and boost up your spirits. And at the same time, you're getting a physical burst of energy, and it definitely helps the body with replenishing its juices from being in the house all the time. Start to eat clean again. You can do it. I know you can. I'm going to do it. So let's take out the things that shouldn't be in the house. Now, I understand if you have others in the home that they don't eat as clean as you do, you can't necessarily throw their food away, but maybe put it in a different part of the kitchen. Maybe it's a pantry that's separated from the main area where you would normally go. Maybe it's just putting things in the back of the cabinet so you can't see it every time you open the door. Sleep. We have to get it. I must admit that the last 5 or 6 days have been horrible for me. I'm having nightmares. I'm having dreams of where you feel like you lost your voice and you're feeling strangled. And I think that's just because we are in our little box and we're feeling confined. So almost like a mental prison on top of physical. So you see where that can start the day off in the wrong way. Again, maybe use the apps. I use Abide, which is a great app in prayer and helping you meditate and helping you calm down so you can get a better sleep and rest. You heal the body when you rest, and you cannot lose weight if you're not getting a good amount of sleep, meaning at least 7 to 8 hours is really, really good for the body and will help that weight start to break down. So start again, refresh the mind and the spirit, and we will get there together. You'll see how that'll reset everything in motion, and then you're on your way again. My question for you is, what are you doing to reset your goals so that you can get back on track? I'd love to hear and see those comments below, so please do. I thank you so much for watching, guys. Any questions you have for me, please leave a comment below. If you're ready to start a fasting lifestyle, I do have a free guide, and the description is below as well. And please do click on the link and download it. It's something that I put together that I hope that would be useful for you, just to get you going and to give you a little bit of motivation if you need a quick cheat sheet, if you will. And don't forget that caregiving begins with you. Bye.